Hey everybody, it's Doc's Daily and it's Saturday edition. It is Craig Trapp. I'm Detroit Lenny. No Griffin Murphy here today. He's got a lot going on today, so gave him a Saturday off. Brought in the big guns over here. Craig Trapp, had to get that Midwest guy in here. Listen, we're going to talk about a lot of things today. We're going to talk about some baseball. We got some new news for you guys as far as our newest text-based service. Little CFL on tonight. I don't know if you could touch base on that. I think there's some WNBA on. I'm not really big on that. Yeah. One WNBA game. I've learned more in soccer in the last 3 days than I think I have in 52 years of my life. Between Robert and Raphael being on this show, and then I produced a What Are the Odds show for their show. Comes Friday, 2:00 Eastern. Great show. They talked a lot about different matchups in soccer and stuff like that. So I might be dangerous. I might have soccer plays this weekend. I'm just saying.
I will not.
At least you know what you get, right?
Exactly. Backwards hat for Griffin. It's like in honor of
Yeah, I guess I could throw this. This is my new hat. I got this. So I got, me and my D hats. I usually wear the fitted hat. And they got me the trucker snapback, and I don't.
Is that the Magnum PI hat logo?
Yeah, for sure. All I need is a red flowered shirt.
Yeah, crazy.
I might need one. I don't know. Anyways, don't forget, guys, like, share, subscribe. As always, you know how we do this on Saturday. It's a little bit different. Craig, you're new to this Saturday thing, so just
I did the very first Saturday.
Yeah, that don't count. Since then we've adapted. And let me just say, you guys know how it is in the chat. Drop a comment in the chat. Want to go over a game, specific prop or something like that? Drop it. We'll cover them all. We're going to go through this. Try to do this in 30 minutes or less, just like your pizza guy, but who knows? Probably have a pizza money parlay for you at the end. Monday through Friday is where you can find us. 1:00 Eastern. Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Also, new customers get a free $60 account when you sign up. All you got to do is there's a link in the description of this video. You can click it, take you right over to the website. There's a tab on the website as well. It's free 60. It's easy. You sign up, you get a free $60 account. You can use that on any handicapper you want. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You spread it along the road. You can buy props. You can buy season pass, or not. You can buy a week pass. You can buy daily plays in whatever sport. Use it on multiple cappers. Use it on one capper. You do you, Pikachu. Free $60 account. Also, YouTube Premium. This is important. YouTube Premium's $19.99 for all Indian Cowboys, leans, means, and machines. Premium Plus is $49.99. That includes the Indian Cowboy level. And Craig Trapp brings you 3 Docs expert plays every day. 2-star, 3-star, 4-star stuff. Soon, I'll be doing that as well as we slowly gain access. They let me in little by little. I'm like the second cousin that lived, on the other side of the country, and now I'm here for the summer. And they're slowly but surely starting to let me in, and I get more and more access. And that's nuts. So $49.99. Craig Trapp, how much of a dollar value is that?
$2,700 worth of picks. Those 3 picks are $30 each a day. So 90 times 30, $2,700, and that includes Indian Cowboy. So it would be probably more like $3,000 worth of picks.
Easily
for $49, and that's per month, not per day. And you got to buy it at desktop if you want this price. Otherwise, Apple and Google do charge you. So make sure you click the link. If you're not on desktop, take it to your desktop, and then it'll renew every month until you cancel. So you can cancel anytime, but that way you keep that low price.
That's fair. We already got some questions in chat, and we'll get to them. New member first here, though. Richard Gregg became a new YouTube member, so we appreciate you as always. Drop your comments in the chat. Let's go over a little baseball right away. As soon as I can figure something out.
I'm hot in baseball, Lenny. Remember yesterday I said I think there's 2. Not only did I hit my top play 4 unit, I believe yesterday. Haven't lost this week.
CFL.
Remember yesterday I said Angels I thought the Marlins could win, and I thought the Nationals could win. And I said, might want to parlay those together and play them separately. If 1 or 2 win, they both won. They both won.
I was on the Diamondbacks run line, so
I mean, it was a million runs scored.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of runs scored all along the board. I mean, in both games, 9-8, 15-9.
I was at the Reds game. The Spencer Steer hits 3 home runs. The guy almost pitches a no-hitter against his former team, Nick Martinez. So it was a freaking crazy game.
I liked the Reds yesterday, too. How about the Orioles?
Good,
Orioles scored 22 runs. 22-8. They beat Tampa Bay.
So you know what that tells you today?
So who had that laddered up to over 29.5?
Tampa Bay today. Like the Orioles spit their wad yesterday. They probably score like 2 runs today.
And it's pretty the line right now I see about 110. Honestly, it's 115.
I don't know about you, Lenny. I love lopsided games and then play, especially in baseball when you play these teams 2-3 games in a row. Like the next day type of thing where it's like everybody and their brothers like, oh, Orioles offense is hot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Me, if I don't have a play in that game, Tampa Bay and the Orioles, if I did, I'd be on the same way you are, Tampa Bay, but I'd be on the run line. I would only go me. Like if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. Now you can get the money line 101 to 105. Shop your lines. You might even get a little plus money, like plus 103. I see out there, but the run line's plus 160, 150. I'm going to take Tampa Bay on the run there.
The minus run, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
The minus,
minus 1.5. I think
minus 1.5 is plus 160.
I don't get crazy on the minus 1.5 when I'm getting basically even money. Minus 102, minus 105. Like that's though. I just take my take my ball and go home happy if I win the game. I don't know what's wrong with that one. Look at his last few starts. Dude has put up some crooked numbers, like crooked numbers. I have no clue because when he was with Tampa Bay, he was great. Last year, very good. It's just this year, he has just not been good. I think this is a guy we mentioned the other day with Robert. I think this might be a guy that's available, like a team like, hey, I think we can fix him and put him in as number 3 or 4 in our rotation. So I think he might be an available guy here in the next month. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, his last 5 starts, he's given up 6 to the Yankees, 7 to the Tampa Bay, 1 to Detroit, woohoo, and then 3 to Seattle, and he shut down the White Sox in 7 innings. So there's that. See this? Yeah, I know. Yes, he will because he's our number 4 guy. I panic about.
I don't think he's number 4 though. I really think he's like your 3rd best pitcher now.
No, he's actually technically our 2nd. There's
Scooble. He's better than Flaherty?
Right now in today's now, he's better than Flaherty. Right now. Would you ask me that in the beginning of the year? I would say no. Yeah. Right now, he's better than Flaherty. And Flaherty's 3rd, so that puts him 3. But I forget, because I'm crying on the show daily for trade deadline Tigers to pick up not 1 but 2 starting pitchers, right? I forget about Reese Olson. Reese Olson had a little bump on his finger, like a, I don't know, welt or whatever on his finger. We know you can't pitch like that. It takes him out way long. He's been out for 15 days, and they've missed his starting. He ain't great, but he's a solid 3 or 4. I think Flaherty's a solid 3 or 4. I think Casey Mize is a solid 3 or 4. I need a number 2. So that's what the trade
Those are going to be hard to find this year, I think.
I just think.
You never know because sometimes things develop where teams get on, go on a little losing streak right before the trade deadline. Now all of a sudden these guys are available that we didn't think would be available. I think that's going to be tough. I do think you take them first 5 innings today. I think Detroit first 5 innings. If you like that game, I think you take Detroit in the first 5. I worry a little bit. They've kind of used this bullpen because of the pitching staff issues after Scooble. They've used them a lot. Yeah. It starts to worry me come end of June, beginning of July, where it's like you're just trying to get to the All-Star break at this point.
Really just trying to get to they're trying to coast to the All-Star break because they need it.
Yeah.
Everybody I think everybody does in one way, shape, or form, but I feel my Tigers need it because they would, and I'm not worried about the off time because I know they can just click a gear and go, because they did it at the beginning this year. They were in that playoffs. They rode that. I mean, it's been 6 months off season. Not 6 months, 4 or 5 months, whatever. In the off season, they came back rolling. This is the best start to a Tigers team I think I've ever seen.
Well, it's like
maybe that 84. I don't know what that 84 season started like, but
when you play the first 5, Lenny, you can really. It's like you take out a lot of the variables. You're just playing starting pitching versus starting pitching. Ober has not been great for Minnesota.
No.
So I think this is a good spot to play the first 5 innings. It's not a terrible high price. You don't like sometimes the first 5 innings you got to lay the -0.5. That always worries me because then you lose the push. The best thing about playing the first 5 innings is if it's tied after 5, you're playing on the money line, so you get your money back. It's not ever you can't never tie at the end of a game. So
yeah, right.
So, like, you lose that ability. So, to me, that is a great value.
And shop your lines on that. That Tigers first 5, you can get, I don't know if you have, like, just major books, but a little off of a major book is Pinnacle, or I don't know if you're in Circa or in Vegas, but Circa has a good line on it. But anywhere from 140 to 155.
Yeah.
So this is why I preach shop your lines, because if you go to, ESPN Bet, ESPN, it's -155. If you're at MGM, you have that, it's -135. That's 20-cent difference.
Yeah. Which at the end of the year,
that's
the
makes
difference of making a profit or not. It's not like football and spread sports where like a half a point gives you the absolute win. But what happens is you get a better return on your investment on money lines. It's
absolutely.
Less juice, so make sure you shop that around. Did somebody talk about the Red Sox?
No, yes, we have a Red Sox question, but first I want to get to the Giants White Sox, and then we'll get to Uncle Steve's question. I got to go in order, Greg. I got to go in order, or I'll mess everything up. All right. So how do we feel about the Giants White Sox? This is an easy play for me. I
don't know how you play
my version of taking my ball and going home. It's San Francisco on the run line. They are +112, plus little plus tag, maybe +105 in most places, but yeah, I mean that's what I'm on.
I would probably lean towards the under. These are both teams that struggle to score. I mean they're not teams that score easily. And what was it, 3-1 yesterday, I believe?
Barely. I barely hit that run line yesterday.
Oh yeah, I mean San Francisco, they just. They added Devers. I thought that was going to, make everybody move them kind of a spot lower that would give them a better chance. It hasn't helped so far. So maybe in the long term it will. But it's at least I will say with them, they just need bats. I think are easier to find, especially they're not looking at like top of the order bats. They're looking at get me a good 5 hitter, get me a good 6.
Yeah, you need that 5 to 7 guy.
I think they'll find that. So I like the under if I was going to play that game.
That's fair. And that 8 everywhere seems to be. There's 1 7.5, but I do like the under. I kind of like. I'm going right back to the well like I did yesterday. I kind of like the Giants on the run line too, but
the Giants aren't a great run line.
He's on the under for sure.
The Giants aren't the greatest run line team because they struggle so much to score.
They struggle to score.
It's easier to play. It's easier to win on the road on the run line than it is home game because you actually get through 9 innings of bats. Of course, that you don't get that if you're winning, 3-2 in the 9th inning. You don't get the bat to get your run line. So, FYI. Our
guy, Stop Geo here. Shout out to him following me over and us over to comment, like, share, subscribe. Be an adult, just like Stop Geo. Will Mize show up? I think so. I feel like he will. I feel like he will also because it's the Twins. I think the Twins are the most overrated in our division.
But I do think winning division games is extremely tough.
Yeah.
Extremely tough because you play these guys so many times.
Absolutely.
There's no surprises. Like you just don't get over on people in these games. So to me, I always take an extra look at division games. It's like I much rather play teams that aren't in division matchups because I feel like you can take advantage of some things. I don't think you get that in the division.
Right.
I mean, it feels like all the Pittsburgh Pirates wins are always against like the division games. It's like, I don't know. It's not the case. But
yeah, right. Listen, you know me. I'm on my Tigers, so I'm the worst person to ask about it. I mean, I could tell you about the weather if you want me to look. Or I could tell you what I think an individual is going to do.
They should never put there should be like you can't put Tigers in the comments section because you know what Lenny's going to say Tigers first 5.
Although I did not like the Tigers yesterday. I did not like them yesterday. I bet the Tigers yesterday. Yes, I lost, but I was a very small, like it was a half a unit for me. Like I was just messing around because I can't not have action on them. I liked the under, but I didn't want to. I didn't like that.
So the total, I think I would lean over. Although mine has been. Look at his ERA. The guy has had. I mean, pretty much everybody for your Tigers have had kind of their career year so far. So you kind of.
They're on their way. Yeah.
I'm not saying the shoe's going to drop, but at some point, Mize isn't going to end up in the 2s in the ERA category. I don't think. I think he'll probably end up in the mid 3s, which still it would be a carear year.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
considering his comeback and all that, I'm okay with that. If he ended up in the low mid, like under 350, I'm good with.
Dude, if you have your second, third, or fourth starters below 4 ERA, you're probably on a winning team because that just doesn't happen in baseball today. It's kind of like batters. I went to the game last night, and my daughter's like, "Hey, why are all these batters like below 250?" I said, "Honey, when I was growing up, if you were below 250, you were in the minors. Like they didn't now because guys' power is such a bigger thing, and like it's just different. It's just that's just not the case."
Stop Geo says he's gonna head down to the game, Lenny. Little 82-degree day, nice breeze, snacks, some lower level tickets for like $40. That's a Tiger baseball game.
I bet it's humid. I bet it's humid as hell if it's 80. Because the Midwest is
82 with 85-degree humidity. I wouldn't.
Hot.
So that would bring me to the over in that game.
Over.
I do kind of like the over 9. And
I wish it was 8.5 though. I'm always like 9. I hate 9 because it's like
I know you can find one 8.5 out there, or no, I'm sorry, you can find a 9.5 out there, but I don't like that either.
I just 9 always worries me. Like last night, the Reds scored 8 by themselves, but the freaking who am I talking about? Oh, the Padres only scored 1 run. They almost got no hit. So like it just worries me these lopsided games this time of year, but I would lean towards the over.
Tigers team totals at 4.5. Somebody asked me about that. How about Tigers team total? Yeah, because my concern with the 9 is I could see this game ended up 6-2. I think the Tigers are going to get theirs. I really do. I think they're going to.
I would rather play the Tigers team total over than the over. To be very honest.
Yeah, exactly. I would be more inclined to bet the Tigers team over than the total, but. I'm on the whatever. So, and then somebody asked us about the Red Sox. Any chance the Red Sox can shake off? I just went into straight Taylor Swift move. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake off a 9-0 loss against Toronto tomorrow night. Here's the thing. I think the Blue Jays are an undercover good team.
Not even undercover. They're a good team.
Yeah, that's fair. I think to the public, they're an undercover good team. The public doesn't realize how good they are.
They're loaded. This was my top play yesterday in baseball. I got another top play today. He goes, I'm undefeated this week in baseball. So 5-0. Make sure you get on that over at docsports.com/trap. Easy to get. Also 11-1 run with props.
Nice.
Yeah, the last 12 days. So hot today. You get on both of those 5 and a 4 unit. But this Red Sox team is, when you trade away and I know there was extenuating circumstances why you trade away your best hitter, but when you're a team that struggles to score and you trade away your best hitter after you just swept your rival, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it's send a message to your team that maybe we don't think this is our year kind of thing. And I think it's starting to take, it's not good. I don't know how you have to fade the Red Sox right now.
For me, it's Bassett, Giolito. Giolito's a bum. I don't
but
care.
But his last 2 or 3 starts,
I don't give a shit.
He's one of those guys. I wouldn't say he's a bum,
but he's got a 4 or 5 ERA.
He's one of those guys that has elite stuff. What was the guy for Cleveland? Little skinny guy, and he's got ridiculous stuff. He's out right now. It's the same kind of thing where it's like stuff out of this world. He just can't pitch. Like, he hasn't learned how to pitch when you don't have your A stuff, or like you're battling for an inning. He's just.
I trust Chris Bassett more at 7-3 with a 3.6 ERA. I trust the Blue Jays more than I trust the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox.
It comes down to the offense, though. Who do you trust? A team that can't score, or a team that can score big runs? Like, that's what it comes down to. Because both these pitchers on a good day are good. Both on a bad day are bad. It's like, who are you going to trust? Because I trust the bullpen of the Blue Jays more. I trust the offense of the Blue Jays more. And I slightly give an edge at starting pitching. So they have an edge in all 3 categories. So the only reason I didn't make this a top play today is I just said it earlier when we first started, for those jumping in late, is that I worry about when teams
big win the day before.
Like a really lopsided win, 9-0, the Orioles game, where you score a bunch of runs. That kind of worries me. But other than that, I don't think there's any, I don't know.
I think I might get to a small play on just the Blue Jays money line, which I think is reasonably priced, because slight edge, whatever pitching you want to say, I think their offense is probably the slightest edge. I think they have a big pitching matchup edge, and I think overall Toronto's just the better team. Their bullpen and everything. So I would play the Blue Jays money line. I did not bet it though.
McKenzie. Yeah, someone put it in there. McKenzie is the Cleveland guy. It's like, dude's got elite stuff. I keep waiting for him to turn he's just always hurt.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it worries me a little bit. There was another game back a little ways.
Oh wait, no.
I thought there was someone asking about
Giants, White Sox, the Red Sox team total. This Rodney wants to know. Shout out Rodney Ferguson, long time. I always want to be that radio DJ that's like long time listener, first time caller. But no, long time watcher, long time commenter. What up, fellas? What do y'all think after what in general should you expect from MLB today after a lot of lopsided wins? Is there something that you like? I mean, I know you talked about
I think today
games, but
I think Saturday. I messaged Lenny before we got on. I said there's some interesting underdogs today. There are a lot of the late games. Yesterday, I told you about the Nationals and the Marlins. They both won outright as underdogs. I think they're big live again today. I also think Phillies.
I love
and I kind of think the Royals. I know they don't score runs.
They don't.
But Ohtani is way over bet, and I think at this point of his he's on a pitch count. I mean, let's just face it. He's going to be on a pitch count. So you're going to be taxing the bullpen. It's like, they still even the best teams in baseball lose a third of their games, if not more. So it's like, you can't just bet all the favorites. If you do, you're going to lose, especially since you're laying juice on all the big favorites today. So I think there's some interesting ones. I think maybe the Marlins is the most interesting because Sandy Alcantara is pitching to be the number 1, 2, or 3 on some of these teams out there.
Somebody's team. He's auditioning today.
His ERA looks terrible. Just draw a line through the first couple months of the season. Look at this last 3 or 4 starts. He's starting to do what people thought he can do. He has the ace stuff. He has ace number 1 stuff, if not number 2 for sure. I think you take him. The only reason I didn't make a stronger play is they won yesterday. I was hoping they would just lose by 1 run and then you'd get them at an even better price. But I think yesterday they kind of, although the Marlins, did they sweep the Giants this past series? Have they won 4 in a row?
The Marlins? No. Hold on. Let me click on this. Oops, shut my mouth. 5 in a row.
5 in a row, right? 4 or 5 in a row. They swept the Giants.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
At the Giants. So they are playing good baseball. They finally scoring some runs, and I think they sneaky have the pitching edge today. So I would maybe take a swing there for.
I was on Arizona yesterday, so that didn't work out. So I I don't know what to expect out of this Marlins team, so it's not a bet on or bet off for me. It's just
anybody that's taking the Rockies, don't even think.
Just stop. Just go down to like your local charity, donate, just give them money.
Listen, they're gonna win games. They're gonna win 1 out of 4 games for the rest of the year. There's not enough price. If you only win 1 out of 4 games, even if you're plus 250, which they're not, a lot of times they're plus 2, plus 180. You're going to lose money. This is a team you have to stay away from. At least the Marlins. I'm trying to think who's the
White Sox.
The White Sox. I don't even know if I can play the Whites. I think the White Sox and the Rockies are you just don't bet them.
Right. And the Marlins are going through a spurt right now where they're going to be okay. They're going to be good for like a week or 2. Maybe 3. You know what I mean? And then
they'll
be good until the break, until the All-Star break, and then they'll come back and they'll be crap again. They can't sustain that.
And the Tampa Bay fans are probably going to try to bury me here, but the Marlins are like a poor man Rays of the National League. It's like they've had good history, and then they blow the team up. They trade they won the World Series, and next year they trade away all their assets. We know what they've done in the past. The Rays are way more consistent. I get that. But the Marlins have good talent. They have good young players. I like the Marlins as underdog today. I think they get it done.
I won't go there. I like Philly's probably my favorite underdog. I like Luzardo. I like Philly way better than I like anything Atlanta. But I don't know how anybody.
The Phillies aren't a great underdog.
Missed the White Sox talk. We didn't really talk about them. I mean, a little bit, but it's Robbie Ray on the mound for San Francisco and Hauser on the mound for White Sox. And the White Sox, we just talked about how terrible. I don't know how anybody could find value in the White Sox, honestly, unless you're a fan of the White Sox. And I understand that. I find 162 reasons a year to get on the Tigers.
Hey, Lenny, before we go past this, I just looked it up. The last 3 times Phillies, because they're almost always the favorite. They were a favorite twice.
So we get a plus tag on them.
Houston plus the last 3 times they've been underdog. They lost all 3 games. Twice in Houston this past series, and then once against the Mets, and that's all within the last 5 games. So they're not the greatest underdog team because they're almost always the favorite. So
they're always, yeah.
So if they're the underdog, they usually have a huge starting pitching disadvantage, which I think is the case today. So just for those.
Okay. Fair enough. Not even the first. Nope. I wouldn't even touch the White Sox. I don't care if they were playing. No, I'm not. Maybe it's just me.
Are they playing the Rockies? That's all.
Yeah, if they're playing the Rockies, I might give the Whites. But they're just the Rockies, and the White Sox, and I staying away from the Marlins. But that was my third, just auto fade teams, kind of. Right now, I'm staying away from the Marlins because, like Craig said, they're playing good ball right now. Sandy Alcantara's basically on an audition for another team, so I'd stay away from all of those. What do you think? Eric wants to know what do you think about the Reds game today?
It worries me that what they did
Deep
yesterday.
Breath, that should tell you everything.
It worries me. I do like the starting pitching. Abbott's been freaking unbelievable. The Reds are playing great baseball right now. I mean, they've won 4 series in a row, and they won the first game of the series last night, so they have a very good chance to win this series. Someone said last night, we were sitting in the club section, and someone said, you know what? Terry Francona teams just get better as the season goes on. He just starts to put guys where they need to be. Yeah. And you have to agree with these. I mean, his teams have been very good late teams. So they're starting to play really good baseball. They're so young. It's like, man, watching Ellie De La Cruz in person, dude, if you have not watched that guy, the guy runs like a deer. I mean, it's just like one step, he's at first base. You're like, and all of a sudden, 2 more steps, he's at second. And all of a sudden, he's turning. You do not want this guy on second base because he gets on second base. You have no chance of throwing him out of home on a base hit. He's just so fast.
I think he should be fined every time he hits a ball in the air.
Dude. So he gets 2 hits. He comes up. They're up big. Third at bat. You know what he's trying to do. He's trying to hit a home run. I'm like, dude, just freaking put the ball on the ground. Go 3 for 3 today. Go 3 for 4. He's got good power. I get it. Like when he hits the ball, he just such a long swing. He's never going to hit for average doing that. So like he's got to hit the ball on the ground. When he does, I mean, he stole a base again last night. The dude's just a nightmare on the base path. So I would take the Reds today. I like him probably first 5 innings a little more than I do for the game.
Okay.
Although the bullpen only had pitched 1 inning last night, it wasn't taxed. They were up 8-0 when he came in. So
nostalgia man says Braves are going to get rid of Elder and get Alcantara. I'd take him at the Tigers.
I don't know if the Braves will be buyers at this. They're under 500. Like I don't know if they believe enough in this team where they're going to.
Well, you think they'll be sellers?
You might not be sellers, and maybe they're like buyers, but they're like getting a fifth on like the.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see them. Do you think they're going to be better than the Phillies? Because you have to be basically the third best team in your division. You think they're not going to be better than the Phillies? They're not going to be better than the Mets. So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's a tough ask for them at this point in the season. I mean, they started what was it? 1-10, 0-8, something like that.
0-8, yeah, something like that. But yeah, right around there, something like that. Also, you owe this man a hat, he says. So put that in his.
I have it on the other side here.
He's got it. Good news.
It sits on my desk.
Which is a lot to say for Craig, by the way. Because you're like, where is this at? I don't know.
My girl so it's here. I got it right here. It's one of those things. I don't go to the post office a lot. Believe it or not, I don't go to the post office that much.
Reds Padres series price was Padres even money, Reds minus 130.
Yeah, that's crazy. The Padres are not playing great baseball.
No.
And when I watched that team last night, it's just, like Machado's a very nice player, but he's not what he was.
5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Since the suspension, Tatis isn't quite been what he was before. I mean, go figure if he was on PEDs or I don't know.
It's funny how I wasn't on performance enhancing drugs, but I'll take the suspension and then I'll come back and I'll look like I'm not on it now. I mean, he does not look like he should be embarrassed, actually. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day about it, and they're like, oh, he's just warming up. And I mean, just because he was suspended doesn't mean he couldn't work out and stay in baseball shape.
He should be in better shape, you would think.
You would think. That's what I'm saying. He's getting.
I don't even want to say. But I'm going to say it anyway. I think they should be like pass out these PEDs like Pez dispensers. It's like, here you go.
I don't. You know what? I think. Listen, I mean,
the greatest time of baseball was since that period between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. That run there, and all the way through the Barry Bonds years. So those, and I mean, we had the Boone kid from the Yankees that was on the Reds, and with the Yankees, went from hitting 10 home runs to 40 home runs. We had Rafael Palmeiro went from hitting 10 home runs to 40 home runs. And it was like, then they all go before Congress. And it was like, okay, all your stars were using PEDs. Okay, I got it. I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, I wouldn't be, maybe, see, they will never do that because it's detrimental to your health, but long-term, short-term.
Well, they can't pass it out, but let's just say,
why can't we have the bats, the
cork bats? Yeah.
The cork bats. Who cares? I'm just
speaking of the bats. What were the bats called at the beginning of the year? Rocket bats.
But yeah,
what has happened to those? Talking about, it was the biggest story in baseball. The first month of the year, first 3 weeks of the year, the Yankees hit what? That first series, they hit like 11 home runs in 2 games or something. And it was all because supposedly these bats. And since then, nothing. We have heard nothing. Ella De La Cruz tried one out, hit a home run. People were going crazy. And now no one's talking about it. So it was good that I thought they were going to suspend those bats, or like, saying, oh, these bats can't be used.
So they're still available. Nobody uses them?
No, they're using them. It's just those guys that have them aren't hitting home runs. So it's not a big deal.
I think everybody. I think that's how you
remember when they went to the black bats.
Yeah,
when they went to the black. What do they call those? They're not the ash bats. They're the forget what kind of wood it was, but it was like people were like, oh, it was the same thing. Anytime it looks a little different and somebody has success using it.
Oh, I know you can't touch anything. The torpedo bats, that's what it was. Torpedo bats.
Yeah. That was the story of baseball. A non-story now. Non-story. Within a week after, it was a non-story. So
like, I mean, why can't they just? I would lean into that if you wanted to make the game, or high scoring or whatever. Give an advantage to the pitcher if you're going to give one to the batter.
Well, it was like when they did when they raised the mound.
Raised the mound, right?
Like then the pitchers dominated.
Yeah, so fine. Raise the mound and give them all torpedo bats.
Yeah,
let's play ball.
Yeah, I mean, to me. First of all, I have two things that I hate in baseball right now. I hate the extra inning rule for bettors, at least. Like I think books need to change the way they grade extra inning games. Like I don't know if you get half your money back or something because, dude, it is such a disadvantage if it goes extra innings. It's like there's no rhyme or reason when it goes extra.
Now, if it's extra innings, I'll be honest with you, it's the only time I really try and hedge.
I love the early. I love the batting clock. I love it. I think, or the pitch clock. I don't know, whichever one you want to call it. But I love the time between innings. I love all that. I hate that you can't change pitchers until they've faced X amount of batters. I think that's the dumbest rule. Like, I don't like that rule, and I don't like the extra innings right now. But
I like this, and then we're going to wrap up. For anyone in the comment section, what about us? I'm not in the comment. Anyways, Dodgers Royals Steelers series price was -210 and +170. So maybe the Royals take one. I don't.
If the Royals take one, it better be today because
this is their best shot at it.
And I know people are like Ohtani is. I'm telling you, he's on a pitch count. He's not going to pitch very long. He could be.
No,
great.
He's not. But here's the thing:
they're
going to light up Seth Lugo.
No.
And then they're going to light up the rest of that bullpen. The Dodgers scored 4 or 5 today.
Lugo is one of those guys that is, I think, going to be available because I don't think the Royals. I mean, the way they score, they're not going to be. They're going to be out of this, I think, by the trade deadline. So, and Lugo's a nice little piece. He's not an ace, but I think look at his ERAs for mid threes.
2.93.
Really, that low?
2.93, under 3. Yeah, looking at 4. He's 4.
He is not that. He's not that.
4 and 5 with the 2.93 ERA. My problem is,
if you have a 2.93 ERA, you should be plus. You should be plus wins. That just tells you how bad.
That's because you got no run support, right? We know that. So, and I think Ohtani shuts him down somewhat. He's not going to pitch. If he goes 4, I'd be happy.
I think he's 3-inning guy this year.
That's fair. 3 innings for now. And then, bullpen it up.
The question.
Bullpen, I'm telling you.
How does I haven't followed enough because he's only his second start. So is he going to be the designated hitter?
Yeah.
He'll be the designated hitter. So when he's removed from the game, he still plays. So does he just going to be the designated hitter?
Right. He's had let me look real quick. Who did he play on his first outing? I forget.
They lost, right? This is his third game that he's pitched in, but I think the other game wasn't a starter, right?
No, maybe that's what it is. I can't find his stats.
I don't know. If you're the best hitter in baseball, which he is, I guess Judge would try to argue that, or Judge fans, but he's 1A or 1B. Dude, give up the pitching. Give it up.
But I heard that's what he loves to do. That's his he hits the ball because he's good at it. He pitches because he likes it.
I'm going to give people a little life lesson here. Life lessons by Craig.
Oh,
I love my favorite thing to do is bet horses. That's how I started in handicapping was horses. I can pick horse winners. It takes a ridiculous amount of time, and nobody else follows. Nobody they do for the big events, but then they don't rest of the year. So I had to learn how can I. I was good at picking winners in basketball. So it's to me, what I learned was, hey, give it out when people want it. And then I play, I give out the sports picks all the other time. And it's done me well. I mean, there was this guy named Babe Ruth, who was a great pitcher too. We really don't talk about his pitching that much. Though.
Never. Nobody talks about that.
I mean, he was a great pitcher, but the dude was at the time the best. I mean, he was Aaron Judge and Ohtani before the internet.
way before. Let's talk about this real quick here. This is brand new to Ducks real quick, and then we're going to shift gears and we'll bounce on out of here. But listen, this is our new text service, the Midwest Syndicate. All you have to do is text the word Midwest to 29022, and you can get a free trial. Join the Syndicate. It's that easy. It's a group of individuals from the Midwest, born and bred, as I like to say. No apps, no logins. You just, everybody's got one of this. Half of you are watching it on it right now. So literally, I could see the numbers. It's 50-50. That's where we're at. So text this word Midwest. You get a couple plays a day. Try out the new text service. You don't like it? Don't use it. You like it? Use it. That's where I'm at with this.
Yes.
This has been a long time coming, folks. We've been working on this for like 3 months to put this together. There's a lot of moving parts. A lot of handicappers, Midwest. I'm in Vegas. I'm like Nick Fury from the Marvels. I'm just trying to assemble all these Avengers and get them all on the same track, and then make sure that whenever every time putting in Dodgers and then the Royals and what we can't do that, whatever, one or the other. So we got everything together. We got our ducks in a row. And
these two guys that are behind it are I mean, they don't want their name known, but they let's just say they've been vetted for a few months, like Lenny said. So make sure you check them out and go over, text Midwest to that number there on the screen. We have several text-based services, but I think these guys are going to be the best of the text-based services, if I had to guess.
I'll tell you they will right now because, I got to do a lot of the grunt work for them. And if I'm getting behind it and I got to push it, then, I'm only getting behind good things.
So text it, try it out. It's free for, we don't really, when we start these services, we don't really say the exact number of days it'll be free because it's kind of just, once they prove themselves, then they'll turn it off. So you might get 3-4 days, might get 5 days, might get a week of free picks. But it's free. It's free to sign up. So text that to and opt in. Okay, Lenny, I'm going to pin you down before we let everybody go. Pin you down. Tigers. Are you taking the team total over as your top play in that game?
Here's the bets I have on Tigers currently right now. I have the Tigers and the Giants in a parlay. 2-team parlay plays you 170 money line. I also have the Tigers and -1.5 plus 154, and I took the Tigers money line first 5 at -135 at BetMGM. That's the cheapest I got. A lot of places were closer to 150. Shop your lines. It adds up at the end of the year. So those are my Tiger bets. First 5.
So here we go. Tigers and Reds.
And I do like the over total.
Tigers and Reds. First 5 innings, both. Take them today. Money parlay.
Ooh,
money line parlay. I like both of the first 5 innings on both of them. Nice starting pitch edge. I think they'll both be up. And the positive, like I've always preached on the first 5 innings, if you are tied, it becomes a straight bet.
Now it just becomes a one-teamer.
Yeah. So I do like the first 5 innings is kind of a go-to.
I'm betting that right now.
Especially towards it's very important all year long. Don't get me wrong. Price always matters. But as the season progresses and the lines go crazier, because the haves and have-nots with the trade deadline becomes bigger.
Right.
I play more first 5 innings as the season goes on, just increase that bet. So anyway.
So since we started this show, that line has went from 135 at MGM to now 145 because they're trying to catch up with the 155 market. So just that's what's happened, just so you guys know. But so for the parlay, that Cincinnati Red first 5, my Tigers first 5, I got that in MGM at plus 175. Good luck unless you're against this. Pizza money parlay.
I like it. I like it.
Too many zeros. It almost became a lot of pizza money.
you really want to win today. You go over to docsports.com/trap. Get my top play today. 5-unit baseball play, 4-unit prop play. The prop, I haven't lost a baseball this week, and the prop, but that's 5-0. The prop plays are 11-1 the last 12 days. It's been absolutely tearing it up.
Nice.
And it's a team prop today. So usually I do a lot of player props. I maybe have 1 or 2 a week that are a team prop. Okay. Today's a team prop. So when I do these are usually very strong. So you should check it out.
Nice. I like that. And if you're new, use the free 60. That's how you can get over there. Try it out. Yep. We're giving you the text servers for free. Try it out for a while.
And in honor of the usual other Griffin backwards hat, good luck today. Lenny, if we win, I might have to be the regular Saturday guy, and we might have to get rid of Griffin.
Oh no, that's not happening. Griffin brings a different energy to the Saturday shows. I'll be at Wade's house. Our CFO. We'll be over there all day today. I'm going over there for summer barbecue. And the Tigers game will be over by then. No, it won't. It'll maybe close. It'll be close to being over by then. So I told him it depends. He's like, what time are you coming over? I go, listen. Or he goes, what do you want to drink? I'll have it ready, whatever. And I'm like, I'll text you after the Tigers game because it will determine.
You might need to drink extra.
I might be drinking whiskey or I might be wanting something with an umbrella in it. Okay. I don't know.
Crown Royal. I know Lenny. He's drinking Crown Royal. I know.
I like my Crown.
I know.
Whiskey helps, baby. Good luck unless you're against us. We'll see you Monday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck.